To end the season, Giannis Antetokounmpo led the Bucks on a 7-game winning streak, securing the 5th seed from Milwaukee. And during this span of games, Giannis put up a ridiculous stat line, and he showed that despite having a limited roster, he's got enough juice in his game to carry this team to wins. In this video, we're going to do a deep dive on the stats and film to see what exactly Giannis has been doing on the court to find success, and try to figure out just how far he can take this Milwaukee team. Now, over this stretch, Giannis has been doing by far his best work in transition, where he's an absolute battering ram when playing with a head of steam, being comfortable both initiating and absorbing contact. And what makes Giannis so difficult to deal with in open space is that he has the ability to pick up and finish off both 1 or 2 feet. He can collect himself with aggressive jump stops to then explode through contact, or he can gather and use these long strides to extend through traffic. But again, either way, Giannis's balance and control is what really holds everything together. We'll see him here push the ball across to his right, to then throw that inside shoulder into Bam's chest, to then come to an aggressive jump stop and punch this dunk. Giannis's balance on this play is pretty crazy, where he's first going to push the ball across to his left and take one aggressive dribble downhill. And notice how he's going to pick up off his right foot to then decelerate off his next step, which gets Rambo stumbling past him and sets up this finish back to his left. So that footwork and control, combined with Giannis' strength and length, makes him physically overwhelming on the break. It doesn't really matter how much the defense tries to pack the paint. If Giannis has a head of steam, there's pretty much no way to wall him off without fouling. And then on top of those physical tools, I also think Giannis' handle has developed a lot over the past couple of years. He's obviously not Kyrie Irving, but he does have a good set of simple and effective moves. We'll see him here exchange the ball across to his left, to then get to the sharp push cross back to his right. Look at this play. Watch him here in stride slide the ball behind, to then organize his feet and explode into this open space. And that improved handle has also carried over to Giannis' isolation game in the half court, where that ball control pairs really well with that elite power and reach. And for his size, Giannis protects the ball really well. Typically tall and lengthy ball handlers are prone to get their pocket picked, because obviously with that size, the ball has more distance to travel from the floor to their hand, making it easier for shorter guards and wings to get underneath them and force turnovers. But Giannis off the dribble is very good at using his body to protect the ball, while also setting up different attacking angles, by either shielding the ball with spins while charging downhill, or getting to these high pickups while stepping through contact. And again, while many of these moves are pretty basic, less is sometimes more when you have a player that's already this physically gifted. And when facing up, Giannis also has a pretty good in-between pull-up game, where he's comfortable sizing up his man and elevating going both right and left. Watch him here size up Gobert with this between cross combo, to then gather with his right hand for this pull-up. And while Giannis' numbers from these spots may not be super high, there's still good looks he can use to punish defenders who heavily sag back. Plus he can also use that pull-up threat to set up more downhill drives. We'll see him here take one dribble and lift up his chest, to then drop back down into this aggressive drive.
In the first quarter,
so all these skills from Giannis' ball handling and pull-up shooting naturally carry over to his game and pick and roll. First, Milwaukee loves to set these picks in early offense, which both gives Giannis space and matchups to attack. And defensively, there's just no good way to guard these actions. If you step up and meet the ball at half court, you're then giving Giannis a runway to charge downhill once he turns the corner. Look how this screen gets set just below half court. And once Giannis turns the corner, he's got all this space to pick up a head of steam and barrel towards the basket. But at the same time, if you sit back and play Giannis below the 3, you're already at a disadvantage once he puts his head down. Plus that improved ball handling allows him to set up angles and create advantages. Watch him here float up to his left, to set himself up to come off the screen to his right. Then he's going to again float up and get to this push cross back to his left.
7-minute mark, Antetokounmpo leads in with the...
I love this move here, where Giannis is going to refuse this screen with an in and out dribble, and once he blows past his man, it's pretty much over. Now, the one limiting factor to Giannis' scoring out of pick and roll is going to be his 3-point shooting. Teams will commonly sag back or play any type of soft coverage in hopes of baiting Giannis into settling for shots behind the line. And while his percentages have been pretty low, he's also gotten better at not taking the bait and settling. So far this season, Giannis is averaging less than 1 3-point attempt per game. And that's the lowest it's been since his 2018 season.
Thinking about it here, he will take a three.
Now the next thing we have to go over is Giannis' passing. In his last 6 matchups, he's averaging just under 12 dimes per game. And I think most of this is due to Damian Lillard being out of the lineup and the ball primarily being in Giannis' hands. Now in the half court, we've seen Giannis play in this type of offense for almost a decade, where the court is spaced out with shooters and the help defense gets punished for overcommitting to the ball. And like we've gone over, Giannis can put pressure on the rim in a variety of ways, by pushing the ball in transition, playing in isolation, or receiving ball screens in the middle of the floor. But while playing in attack mode, he's always reading the floor and ready to punish aggressive shifts. And then along with these straightforward passing reads, Giannis can also map the whole floor very effectively, being able to read the defense 1 or 2 passes away. We'll see him here take one dribble off the screen, and notice how he reads Jaden McDaniels shifting down to provide extra help in the paint. So in response, he's going to whip this pass over to the opposite corner. And when making these cross-court passing reads, Giannis' height also plays a big factor, being able to scan over the defense to make these plays. He's going to get doubled and pushed back into the deep corner, but watch him pivot out and snap this cross-court skip pass.
Be better off because of the experience gained. What a pass.
Over the years, I also think Giannis has gotten much better at using his eyes and body to manipulate the defense. I wouldn't say he's on the level of a Nikola Jokic or Luka Doncic, but some of the reads he makes are pretty advanced. We'll see him here backing down while Kuzma is cutting along the baseline. And watch how Giannis is going to pull McDaniels out of help by picking up and turning out as if he's looking for a jumper, which clears up the paint for this easy catch and finish. So because Giannis is both an impossible one-on-one cover, while having the ability to snap dimes all over the court, the defense is stuck between a rock and a hard place with how to guard him. If you leave him alone in single coverage, he's pretty much guaranteed to generate buckets and fouls. But if you double or send extra help, you're then going to be giving up open threes or putting your defense in a scramble. I think Giannis both improving his mid-range scoring while also turning into a well above average passer makes him one of the most dominant and reliable offensive engines in the league. And going into the playoffs, he gives the Bucks a puncher's chance against anybody. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments who the kids should break down next. The kids here.